drive was born here. It's in our blood. It's who we are. It's what we make. In the land of the driven, hard work is an obsession. But when you've earned your place at the top,
it's over! It's over! Cleveland is a city of champions once again!
will you polish your ring? Or will it fuel you to win another? Drive pushes you harder, lifts you higher. Because to be great, you can never act like you've arrived. You just keep driving.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for joining us on Cavs.com or the Cavs Facebook page, or perhaps the Cavs app. This is an iconic day for basketball in Northeast Ohio, as kind of gives new meaning to our broadcast term of burning Akron rubber by LeBron James, as we announced today a partnership between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. You know, having grown up in Northeast Ohio, for me, these are memories. Over 100 years, I'm not that old, but nonetheless, I remember growing up as a kid before the Cavaliers were born, and Saturday afternoons, it was time to watch on television, Channel 5, I believe at the time, Goodyear basketball. And so that's, for me, that's really where the love of basketball was cemented at a very early age, so this has come full circle for me. To help us today, we have some Cavalier legends: Austin Carr, I see, Barry Clemens, Larry Nance, Jim Chones, Campy Russell. Thanks for joining us, fellas, because really, we're talking about basketball in Northeast Ohio coming full circle with the announcement today that this partnership has been forged. We have four esteemed gentlemen to help us walk through the process today. Len Komorowski, the CEO of the Quicken Loans Arena and the Cavaliers. Welcome, Len. Rich Kramer is here, the chairman, president, and CEO of Goodyear. Matt Hong is here from Turner Sports, CEO, and David Griffin, general manager, of course, of the Cavaliers. So to tell us not only the grand scope of this particular day and what it means to the communities of Cleveland and Akron, let's welcome in Len.
Thanks, Fred. Thanks for everybody for being here today. We are very excited to tell you about the great story behind the Cavs' new partnership with Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company, and how two Northeast Ohio organizations, both with a presence and impact extends around the world, came together for one of the most significant partnership opportunities in the sports industry. At this time, I want to acknowledge those who played a significant role in making this partnership possible. So from Goodyear, Rich Kramer, Steve McClellan, Ryan Patterson, Scott Rogers, Seth Klugers, Mike Dauberman, and Tiffany Valentine. Also with Turner, Matt Hung, as well, and his team. And from the Cavs, David Griffin, Brad Sims, Matt O'Brien, Robert Gelman, Shelley Kayette, Tracy Merrick, Mike Conley, Corey James, and Tamsin Barrelay. So the story begins April 2016, when the NBA approved a program for teams to be able to develop partnerships that include a jersey patch to place the corporate logo on the left of each player game jersey. It's certainly a great opportunity on many levels from a branding and marketing perspective. For us, finding the right partner that would become integrated with our brand, that would be represented on our player uniform and all that entails, was essential. And so our wish list for the perfect partner involved an iconic brand and a respected leader in the global marketplace. Very important. One who reflected who we are and shared the Cavaliers' same drive for success at the highest level, really shared who we are and those values. One that shared our core values of customers and fans first, and a partner with a strong sense of community purpose. And why not? If we're lucky, find a partner that shared our DNA of basketball, as you see over there in terms of the history that Fred referenced as well. And to top it off, someone from Northeast Ohio to boot, which is amazing when you talk about the synergies there. As you can imagine, many potential and prominent partners would come to the table for consideration. Then we met with Goodyear. And to make a short story shorter, the shoe fit perfectly. We had to look no further than right down the road. The perfect partner, one that represented everything that was important to us that I just talked about, including the Goodyear Wingfoot lineage to the NBA, was our neighbor Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company, headquartered right there, right here in Akron, Ohio. So today, it's with an incredible excitement the Cavaliers and Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company are proud to announce Goodyear's famous Wingfoot logo will be placed on Cavaliers player game jerseys beginning with the 2017-18 season. We look forward to unveiling the new uniforms sometimes later this summer, and they look terrific, by the way. So both the Cavs and Goodyear share a deep commitment to the Northeast Ohio community, and each of us has a long history of investing in the community and in supporting educational initiatives in Cleveland, Akron, and across Northeast Ohio that impacts several 100,000 school children each and every year. That brings even more exciting news to the fore here this afternoon. We're proud to announce that the Cavs, in partnership with Goodyear, are donating $1 million to support STEM programs in the Cleveland Metropolitan School District. Thank you. STEM programs in the Cleveland Metropolitan School District and Akron Public Schools. Both Cleveland and Akron currently operate STEM programs, and this donation will serve to expand the reach and resources of each. In addition, Cavaliers and Goodyear's the organizations will also support the donation by providing volunteers and mentors and applying other classroom resources within their respective STEM programs on a yearly basis. So this goes beyond finances, but also getting our team members into the community, working with these programs and helping support those STEM efforts. In closing, our relationship with Goodyear holds a special significance because of the meaningful connection our organizations share with each other and with Northeast Ohio. The treads and threads of this partnership are real, and we couldn't be more proud to wear the Goodyear Wingfoot logo and come together to champion Northeast Ohio together. At this point, I'd like to welcome our lead partner in helping bring this partnership together. Please welcome Rich Kramer, Chairman, President, and CEO of Goodyear. Rich?
Thanks, Len. It's a pleasure. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. One of the questions on your minds may be, why would Goodyear do this? And outside of the opportunity to be a partner with a world-class organization like the Cleveland Cavaliers, in one word, the answer to the question is connection. Connection between Goodyear and basketball, a connection between Goodyear and the Cavs, and a connection between Goodyear and our community here in Northeast Ohio, and a meaningful connection at that. As you can see by that display back there, Goodyear has about an 80-year history with basketball. It started with the National Basketball League, which Goodyear was actually one of the original sponsors, along with sponsoring one of the original teams, the Goodyear Wingfoots, who incidentally won the first championship in 1937. And the Goodyear Wingfoots also won in 1964 the AAU championship with future Hall of Famer and pretty well-renowned person, Larry Brown, on that team as well. And before the Cavs brought home to all of us here in Cleveland our first championship in 52 years, incidentally, the last basketball championship that was in Cleveland was by those Wingfoots in 1964 as well. And in terms of Goodyear and the Cavs, well, we've had a great relationship existing between the iconic, world-famous Goodyear blimp and covering Cavs games. Now, to our count, since 2000, we've covered around about 55 Cavs games and one really, really big party. And we hope to do that again this year. So, great relationship there as well that we're extending with this event as well. And finally, Goodyear in our community here in Northeast Ohio. You may recall that we had our Akron-born campaign last year that went along with the NBA Finals, where we drew on two of the NBA's best stars. I think you know who those are, but one of them who is still so closely involved in our community today. We're proud to be associated with LeBron as well. Our Akron-Born campaign offered a new set of tires for any newborn, any baby that was born in a local hospital during the NBA Finals. It was a real hit for us, and it was kind of along with our passion here to get involved in our community like the Cavs, where we take very proactive roles around volunteering, around support, and around philanthropy. And we're pleased to do that in connection with the Cavaliers as well. So in a nutshell, we're very pleased with the opportunity to increase our connection with the Cavs, with our community, and with the NBA and NBA fans all around the world. So thank you, and again, it's a very proud day for Goodyear as well. Thanks very much, and I think Matt's going to come up. Thank you.
Thank you, Rich. Our team at Turner Sports and TNT is privileged to be in Cleveland today and to be one component of this partnership between the Cavs and Goodyear. The Cavaliers and Goodyear are two world-class organizations who share Northeast Ohio as their home and headquarters, but whose impact is felt worldwide every day. Our role at Turner Sports, as the official media partner of this exciting partnership, is to amplify and extend Goodyear's jersey patch activation via TNT and other media platforms. Said differently, our job is to celebrate Goodyear and the Cavs, and I'll set that tone for today by being very brief. I'd like to thank our great partners in this endeavor, Len Komorowski, Brad Sims, and the business team at the Cavaliers, as well as David Griffin and his staff and the Cavs players, Rich Kramer, Scott Rogers, and the entire Goodyear team. We appreciate both your innovativeness and also your willingness to bring a media partner in Turner Sports to the table to further grow this powerful marketing partnership. We will do that via our in-house full-service sports marketing agency, Turner Ignite Sports, which combines award-winning creative services with our highly engaged TV, digital, and social media platforms. To that end, I'd like to thank and quickly recognize the Turner team that has worked on this partnership: John Diamond, Will Funk, Frank Wall, Seth Cole, and Gotham Nakra for their efforts on this deal and then the hard work to come from here. Again, thank you to Goodyear and the Cavs organizations. This is an amazing partnership that brings together institutions that are at the top of their game, and we look forward to helping bring it to life over the next several years. So with that, I'll introduce someone who doesn't often have somebody shorter than him giving him the mic, David Griffin, GM of the Cavs.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Wow, a jab from Turner. That's big. So, first of all, I'd like to echo the sentiments of everybody who's already spoken. I'm really grateful and honored that Goodyear is going to be part of what we're doing here. It's a beautiful partnership, I believe, on many levels, and particularly with Turner's involvement as well. Basketball is going to get a lot of credit for being involved in this, and really what happened was Matt and Robert and Shelley, Seth and Scott, Ryan, those guys got together and they had a vision, and then my job was to sit in the room and, as a basketball guy with no sense of how these things actually get done, say, hey, why don't we do this pipe dream thing, and why don't we try this pipe dream thing? And they all looked at me like I was crazy. The reason it was so meaningful to us was it was meaningful to our players to have a partner on the jersey and to have a logo on the jersey that they felt looked the part, but more importantly was a fit for who we are from a basketball perspective. They've talked about the DNA of the organization and their history in basketball, the fact that they won 2 championships by my count, which means we owe you one, Rich. But they were a team that understood everything that we were about from the very beginning, and that was deeply meaningful to us. We have players that really are concerned with who it is they're representing, and they are deeply involved in their community, and that organization that was going to represent this space needed to be somebody that they were proud of. And I think what happened in conjunction with the fact that Nike is taking over the jerseys, we ended up in a situation where the Nike jerseys designers from the beginning, when they were looking for their inspiration, they were looking at what is Cleveland, what is Northeast Ohio, who is Akron, who is Canton. And they wanted to know what their marketplace really was. And so they looked for inspiration in the organizations and the companies that built this great city. And the very first one they looked at was Goodyear. Sorry. That was really meaningful to us because in the deck they showed us, Goodyear was in it. They had no idea what we were doing. They had no idea we were talking to Goodyear. But Goodyear was driving their inspiration for what the jersey was going to be from the very beginning. So it was only fitting from a fit perspective, which is certainly the way we've tried to build our roster, that the wing foot was going to be opposite the swoosh. And they really do look beautiful together. I can't wait until you guys can see what the jerseys actually look like. Our players call themselves swagalicious from time to time, so I think that's what you're going to see here. And on a personal note, this is deeply meaningful to me, and it was something that drove us in many ways as a basketball operation. My family is all my mom's family is all from Akron. My grandfather worked for Goodyear Aerospace for 30 years. The ashtray on our table was a wing foot. So I shared that story with Seth and Scott and Ryan from the very beginning, and it was something for me. In my family, if you were truly successful, you were blimp worthy. And we actually got to do that as well because of the championship and the trophy. So this is deeply meaningful to me on a human level. It's deeply meaningful to our players. When we brought all of the Goodyear folks to the practice facility, many of our players were wearing Goodyear shirts that were designed by our business team to really drive home the message that this is a family decision. This is a decision that every player on our team was excited about and frankly really carried the torch for us on. So again, we're very grateful that Goodyear and their great people and their great organization are partnering with us, and we think our future is boundless. Thank you.
Well, this announcement certainly is blimp-worthy, but since we could not shoehorn the blimp into the press conference, next best thing would be a replica. So, gentlemen, if you want to come up for a little photo opportunity.
It is outside.
Is it? It's everywhere. Good. I would like to open up to questions for the media members. First of all, please, if you could, wait for the microphone, and then once you do get the mic, state your name and affiliation. Joe Barden down in front, our leadoff hitter here today.
Joe Barden, Cleveland.com. The $1 million donation, is that $1 million a piece to each school district?
It's $1 million in total, so it'll be divided evenly between Cleveland and Akron school districts.
And then thank you for that. And then with the new uniform coming out, there's going to be an entirely new set of Cavs uniforms because of Nike. That's what you guys were talking about.
Yes, we have Nike taking over the uniform program for the league, and so there will be new uniforms as a result of that with the new partnership with Nike.
Down in front.
Kenneth Miller with the Call-in Post. How long is this partnership, and the uniforms that are going to be made by Nike that's also going to have the Goodyear logo, are these uniforms going to be uniforms that they'll sell in the team shop and stuff like that, or will there be a different uniform for that?
Thank you for the question, Kenneth. The partnership's a multi-year agreement. As it relates to the uniforms, so the uniforms that we will sell that in the team shop, online, through Cavs.com, will have the Wingfoot logo. They'll be the authentic game jersey that we will sell.
Tom?
Rich, Tom Withers, Associated Press. Obviously, there's a great local tie-in here, but from a global perspective, what does it mean to have your iconic logo on that Cavs jersey?
Listen, it's a great question, and I think for us, finding sports venues that we've had a long relationship with, as you know, we go back with the blimp covering the Rose Bowl back to 1955. our partnership with NASCAR and what have you has been for a while. So we appreciate the nature of these relationships and what they bring to us. In particular, outside of our association with the Cavs here and it being our home as well, the NBA is an organization that is probably, I guess I don't have the exact numbers to support my comment here, but one of the fastest growing sports internationally and particularly in China. So for us to have the exposure along with the Cavs in China, where Goodyear also has a significant business, is very meaningful for us as well. So for us, the international side is a very important element of the relationship.
Craig Webb, the Akron Beacon Journal. Quick question. Will the logo appear on all your blimps or just the blimps based here in Akron?
Well, I'm sorry, the blimp, you're talking about the Cavs on the blimp. Oh, that won't be on there all the time. No, as we cover different events, it's not practical that we keep it on there all the time. But we like to keep it on as much as we can, Lynn. So.
We're okay with that.
It looks especially good in parades, by the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Jason Lloyd, The Athletic, for whoever it applies to. I'm just wondering, LeBron's connection to all this. Goodyear's obviously been a partner with LeBron James Family Foundation in the past. The fact he's from Akron, it doesn't seem like it's a coincidence that this is happening between these two. What kind of role did that foundation or did his presence on the Cavs play in this deal, if any?
Well, I have to say, I think actually David summed it up well. Our relationship obviously is one with the Cavs that I think a lot of the people that work very hard behind the scenes put together, and we're very grateful for that. I think the best way to say it is the Cavs had a choice, and I think the players also had a way into that. And I think that was meaningful in terms of the decision that was made. But our relationship in terms of doing this was with the Cavaliers, and certainly we think LeBron was very supportive of it, and we're grateful for that.
I think, Jason, it was helpful that LeBron had a relationship with Goodyear, and I think that helped Goodyear feel comfortable with where we were going as an organization. But in terms of the decision to pursue Goodyear and vice versa, they really weren't linked. It's such a great representation of who Goodyear is and how involved they are in the community. They've done several things with many of our players to have people involved, and LeBron was a big piece of that, obviously, and that's what drew us to them, was that they are so actively involved in the community.
Les Levine, Spectrum Sports. Len, I missed the beginning, so I didn't hear. Do you envision, or does the NBA envision someday it's the Cleveland Goodyear Cavaliers, or like so around the country?
No, let's try it.
I didn't know we were talking about that. No,
I know. No, I think, as far as our league, as we venture down to this in a way of having these integrated partnerships that allow us to be able to reflect our brand in conjunction with, which is another world-class iconic brand that both happen to be here in Northeast Ohio, the same values, same principles as we go forward, is really an exceptional day for us, and really speaks to a terrific program that our league is embarked on here to be able to create that type of platform. So we're excited about the partnership, excited for the opportunity to move forward, and mostly excited that, and I think we're biased in this regard, but when we were talking a bit earlier, so when this was unveiled as a league opportunity, going back in time here, about over a year ago, the example that was used intuitively on a national basis was Goodyear with the Cavs. Before this was even a thought bubble of a discussion. That was what the national sentiment was in terms of trying to reflect, here's this opportunity, and here is a partnership example. And so the Wingfoot actually appeared first about a year ago when this was announced by our league. And that's how intuitively logical, and in terms of every aspect of this is even viewed on a national scale. And I know the people back then think they're very prescient about that, but they were right.
Is that it? One more, Jason?
One more. There's been pushback or resistance in the past about putting jerseys or logos on jerseys. I'm just wondering why, from the Cavs' perspective, I mean, obviously the league approved it, but why is now the right time, just in general, to explore this idea?
Well, I would just say this. First of all, from a international scale or basis, this is more or less a commonplace occurrence in terms of if you were to look in the Premier League or other leagues as well, and you're even seeing that appear even more domestically. And again, this was a very well thought out, very thoughtful, well-planned initiative in working in conjunction with our league to do it in a way that is able to integrate brands together in a way that is not only done tastefully, but in a way that's reflective of each of our own values and maintain that. So I think this was something that our league approached in a very deliberate fashion and wanted to also create a basis and a platform that enabled for this to be executed in a way that enhanced both parties who were coming together to make it the sum of the parts even greater than just the two separately.
All right, thanks very much. Appreciate you attending. Great day for the Cavs and great day for Goodyear. Thank you.
Thank you.